What's up, guys? This is Christian Brindle with Six Figure Medicare Agent. I made six figures in this business for the first time when I was 25 years old, and I want to help you get to six figures in your business. And if you're already there, I want to go through this journey with you of getting to the next level of building $1 million plus agency, okay? Today, I wanted to talk with you about one of three very vital aspects when it comes to building a business and being taken seriously as a professional. I believe that those three key aspects can be simplified. Of course, there's a lot of subgenres, if you will, that kind of go into these three different aspects, but I believe those three aspects are these. Number one, how to sell. You need to be able to be knowledgeable and skilled and have some kind of semblance as a salesperson to kind of make it in our business, in my opinion. And it doesn't mean that you have to be like pressuring people into signing up for things that aren't good for them or pressuring people into really doing anything. But at the most part, I believe that sales more than anything else is just putting yourself in a position where you're asking for deals, where you're basically closing the deal with somebody, but also that you're explaining something in a way, giving a good presentation. Sales is vitally, vitally important. You know, I'm a huge Grant Cardone guy. I read Jordan Belfort's book, Way of the Wolf, Tom Hopkins, Brian Tracy. I love sales guys, and I love sales strategies and tactics. Got to be good at sales in this business. The second of the three ways, in my opinion, is you need to be able to get in front of people one way or another, whether you're marketing and generating your own leads, which takes a lot of marketing skills, and that can be learned on either social media or through mailings or whatever you're doing. Need to be able to get in front of people, because if you're a great salesperson but you can't get in front of anybody, well, there's kind of an issue there. But on the flip side, if you can get in front of all kinds of people but you're an awful salesperson and your ratios are down, I mean, that's not a good use of your time and efficient either. The third of the three ways, in my personal opinion, is you need to be knowledgeable about what you're selling. And that's what I'm going to be talking to you about today. It is vitally important that you become an expert on your craft, an expert at what you do, and you need to know your products inside and out. You need to know all the little tricks, if you will. You know, if you're doing Medicare like I am, you need to know how a person needs to get on Medicare. You need to know if they need to deal with the Social Security Administration. You need to know how they enroll in Medicare online. You need to know how they can get on Part B later on. You need to know how their Part B premiums are going to be paid. You need to know how Medicare supplements work, how rate increases work, what to look for, what not to look for, what Medicare supplement plans cover, what's the deal with Plan F, who can get it, who can't get it. You need to know these things. Plan G, what do they have to pay out of pocket? Most of you guys already know this stuff. Medicare Advantage plans, what's the positives, what's the negatives, what do people need to look for? You need to be an expert at your product. I, early on in the business, you know, when I was first getting started, a little quick tale, you know, when I was first getting started, I was really, really young. I sold my first insurance policy before I was legally able to drink, and my dad would go with me and my very close friend who came into the business with me, and we would basically schedule appointments. That was our job, and we were very bad at it at the beginning, but we would schedule appointment through, you know, calling old leads, aged leads, making cold calls, people turning 65, and we would basically try to line up appointments for the week. And my dad would go with us because we didn't know what we were doing. And so he would come with us on the appointment. He would do the presentation. He would try to make the sale. And our job was to basically observe what he does, so that way we can kind of get an idea on how to do it on our own. And I remember I got to about 10 clients, and then my dad basically said, okay, you're on your own. You know everything you need to know. And I didn't feel ready, but no one ever feels ready, I feel. When they're kind of going off and kind of, you know, starting out on their own without anybody holding their hand. For a while, me and my friend went with each other on our own appointments just for kind of like moral support, you know, because we were so freaked out and we were so young. We were both, you know, kids at that point, basically. And we were broke, and, you know, we were just kind of building our businesses up a little bit. And but I remember very vividly the first appointment I ever went on by myself with nobody else with me. I was making calls, and I came across this couple, and they called back. They knew which insurance company they wanted for the most part, right? I remember they wanted our local Blue Cross Blue Shield company. And at that point, I never sold any of those or anything like that. And I was a little unfamiliar with the product. And it couldn't have been more of a done deal, right? She calls back to the office and she says that God told her that that God wants her to pick up her plan through me, right? I've never, ever heard it ever worded like that before by another client or customer. And so, I mean, anybody that's watching this, that's been in the business for any amount of time, you know that's a slam dunk, right? That's a done freaking deal. So I go to the house. This was my first appointment ever by myself without anybody going with me. I think I was 20. I might have just turned 21. I'm not entirely sure. And I was nervous. I was terrified. And I totally laid an egg with it. I came in and I talked about the plan. They had already done a little bit of research on the plan on the internet, and I was telling them wrong on all kinds of benefits. You know, I was mentioning copays that were wrong. I was mentioning benefits the plan didn't have that it actually did have, and they were calling me on it. They were calling me out on it, and they could tell I was new. They could tell I didn't know my stuff. And they ended up going with a different agent. They ended up going in a different direction. As you know, and I don't blame them for it because it was clear that I was not an expert at what I did. I did not know our products in and out. You know, I wasn't prepared. And you know, after that, after that appointment, I would start bringing plans home every night after work. And when I would spend time with my girlfriend, now wife, and she was very gracious, and she's always been very, very supportive, and kind of letting me do some work at home. We'd sit on the couch together and watch TV or something. But at the same time, I would be going through books and studying benefits because I wanted to learn, and I wanted to make sure that never happened to me again. I didn't want to lose a deal because I didn't know what the hell I was talking about, and it never did happen again. In my local market, until I started expanding into other markets, I knew every plan in and out. It wasn't long before people in the office could come to me and ask me about a specific copay, and I would know it off the top of my head, most of them, probably 9 out of 10 of them. I would know a copay on any plan in our market Advantage-wise off the top of my head. I would know the rates for any particular Medicare supplement company off the top of my head. And I made it a point to study the products and plans. And I still do this to this day. When we first find out the new benefits for the upcoming year, a few months before AEP starts, I'm studying them right away. And I encourage you to take that approach. It's not the only thing that matters. Like I mentioned, you need to develop sales skills, and you need to learn how to get in front of people one way or another. But you also need to be an expert at your products. You need to know what you're talking about, know your plans inside and out, eat them up. Eat them up. Memorize them if you need to. It's going to help you in the long run because there's nothing more impressive to a client than when you're in a house and they ask a question and you know the answer off the top of your head. You don't need to look in a book or anything. That's when they know, damn, this dude knows what he's talking about, or this gal knows what she's talking about. Hope this video helps. Hope this message finds you well on the importance of studying your products. Don't just feel like you can go into a house and sell something that you don't know very well. Study up, know the products in and out. You're going to be better for it. If you found this video helpful, everybody, please do me a favor. Drop a like on the video. Drop a comment on what you'd like to see me talk about on future six-figure Medicare agent videos. And until next time, I hope this video finds you in tremendous abundance, and I hope you're doing great towards your goals this year in 2020. Take care, everybody. Please subscribe for future videos.